The Lolo Body Bar by bar-maids is an addictive and oh so decadent head-to-toe moisturizer made with all natural skin-loving butters and oils. This amazing bar is most definitely one item that belongs in every fiber artist's stash. Working with yarns and fibers can be so rewarding even while it steals your moisture and leaves you raw. Lolo by bar-maids is luxurious, creamy, smooth, and so good for your skin. It's easy to use, and there's never any leftover residue that could destroy your latest masterpiece. Protect and soothe your capable, beautiful, creative hands. Trust me, just try the Lolo Bar. The results speak for themselves.
Hi and welcome to Knitting Blooms. Today is Friday, March 15th. This is episode number 98. My name is Tina, also known as Bloomingknitter, and thanks for joining me today. I hope you are having a great week or weekend, depending on when you watch this show. This show is going to be another short show, mostly just the tutorial and a little talk about my happenings this week. I had a crazy busy week, and I did not knit much at all. So I do not have any knitting to show you today. I probably knit, I think, 2 repeats on the even star, which I was supposed to knit 7. And I did work on some basic socks, but really, I don't think I made much progress this week. I was very busy working on my weight loss journey this week. For starters, last Saturday, after I recorded on Friday, and last Saturday I got on the treadmill and I did a 2.5-hour workout. I think I went 11 and 3/4 miles. I ran for the first 90 minutes. Was it the first 90 minutes? Either the first 75 or 90 minutes, I can't remember. And then I walked until I reached 2.5 hours. Everything was fine. I turned the treadmill off, finished out my day, what have you. Fine. The next day, on Sunday, went to go get on the treadmill. And this was early morning. I got up, I woke up and I just thought, I'm going to get on the treadmill and get my workout out of the way first thing in the morning. Got on the treadmill, pushed the power button. Please don't drool on that. Sorry. Pushed the power button, and nothing happened. The display lit up and everything, but the belt didn't move. It's pretty hard to work on a treadmill when the belt doesn't move. So I tried a bunch of different things trying to fix it. We had some problems with the treadmill about a month ago, and Steve did some maintenance on it, and it seemed to be fine. But it didn't work. So I thought, okay, well, maybe it's some kind of, default, some kind of a switch that you just have to reset, whatever, kind of like a breaker or something. So I tried a bunch of different things, couldn't figure it out. Well, Steve was still sleeping because it was 5:30 in the morning. Obviously, I wasn't going to wake him up just to come down and look at the treadmill, so I just waited until he got up. He got up about 8 o'clock or so, and I had him come down and take a look at it. He messed around with it, took the cover off, checked the motor, did a few things. He couldn't figure it out. By about 9:30, I was like, well, I need to get my run in, which means I have to go outside. Luckily, Sunday was a beautiful day, and I was able to get outside and run. And I ran on Sunday about a little over 8.25 miles, and then I walked for about another 2 miles or so. Beautiful, beautiful day to be outside running. So that was fine. I was still hoping that Steve would be able to figure out what was wrong with the treadmill and we would be fine. But in the meantime, I was thinking, that treadmill is 13 years old. We've used it a lot. We definitely got our money's worth out of the treadmill. And I'm thinking, we've already had some problems with it earlier this year, and as much as I'm running now and working out, I figured it was probably time for the treadmill to be gone, because I put on 400 miles on that treadmill since the beginning of the year. 400 miles since just the beginning of the year. That's less than 3 months, 2.5 months. So I figured that it's probably high time that we got a new treadmill. So Sunday afternoon, I ordered a new treadmill. Now, I had still had high hopes that Steve would be able to fix the treadmill on Monday after he talked to the service department, but not the case. So Monday, it was snowing, it was cold. Oh no, it was raining on Monday. It was raining, it was cold. I was not running outside. I had to find a way to get my workout done inside, and all my steps. I had a goal to do 200,000 steps this week, which did not happen. I only got to about 150,000, mostly because I didn't have a treadmill. So needless to say, I spent all week stressing over how am I going to get my workout done. I never even thought about doing one of the 50-some DVDs that I have, because I get bored with them. I don't really like doing DVDs, which is why I didn't think about them. But finally, yesterday, our new treadmill arrived. We put it together, and I finally was able to get in a run. Now, on Tuesday, be nice, please. On Tuesday, I did get in a run because it was a little warm. I think it was a little bit warmer on Tuesday. Not warm by any means, but it was snowing. And so I did go out for a run on Tuesday. I think I ran about 6 miles on Tuesday and then walked a little bit, but it was way too cold to be walking. It was really cold. Once I was all sweaty and stuff, when I cooled down from my run, it was cold, so I did not spend too much time walking after that. But Wednesday was freezing and even colder than Tuesday, and even on Tuesday I was cold running, so I did not want to go back out on Wednesday when it was like 3 degrees cooler. So I didn't get a run in on Wednesday, and then yesterday I didn't get a run in all day because it was cold, and then we were waiting for the treadmill. But finally the treadmill came, we put it together, and I did jump on for a quick 40-minute run before I went to bed last night, and then I got up and worked out this morning. So it's been nice having the treadmill back. I need to catch up on my workouts now, I feel like. But the other thing that has been keeping me busy this week in regards to my exercise weight loss journey is that last week I mentioned that I am a member of the Biggest Loser Club, and we do a boot camp. And at the beginning of the week, there was an email sent to all the members that the free membership was going to be expiring, and that's what I was on. And there was a lot of people that didn't want to pay for the membership or couldn't afford it or whatever. So they were trying to figure out what they were going to do because they had just really gotten started on the boot camp and were really gung-ho about weight loss and whatnot. So I was kind of in that camp where I didn't really want to pay for just the forums to chat with people. So I kind of was thinking that I would get off of Biggest Loser Club and start another group. As it turns out, I'm staying on Biggest Loser Club, but I'm also starting another group as well. I started a group on MyFitnessPal called the Truly Committed Boot Camp group. And we are running a boot camp similar to The Biggest Loser. It's almost identical. We're using the same spreadsheets and all that. So the people that are leaving Biggest Loser that don't want to pay for the service, they have a place to go and still get the motivation and support that they need. So I spent a lot of time this week getting that group set up and, just organizing it and whatnot. And so that's been quite an undertaking for me this week as well. But it's been a lot of exercise stuff this week, and that means I wasn't sitting down too much, because without the treadmill, without having my morning workout, I would get like between 13,000 and 15,000 steps in with just my workout. And when I wasn't working out, I had to find a way to get those extra steps in this week. So at work, I was bouncing on my ball a lot, and I just wasn't sitting still. So that's why I didn't get much knitting done this weekend. I'm sorry I don't have anything to show you, but it happens, I guess. So anyway, back to my Fitness Pal. If you're on a weight loss journey, or if you just want motivation and support to stick to your healthy diet and exercise plan, come and check us out over there. The group is very motivational. We have a bunch of people that are from the Biggest Loser Club, from my team from the Biggest Loser Club, that have joined us over there as well. I know there's a few knitters that have joined us as well over there. I mentioned it earlier this week on my forum on Ravelry. And we're just going to have a good time and get ourselves healthy this year. So come and check us out. I will put a link in the show notes if you are interested. So last week, one of the busy things that I did over the weekend was the drywall. As you know, we've been doing this drywall project for quite some time, and it's nearly finished. However, there are a few areas that are kind of difficult for my experience level with the drywall. We had to rip down the ceiling in order to get the insulation put in, and the way that the drywall was put up was not necessarily the correct way, and so there's a lot of places where it's very difficult to kind of make it even. Anyway, I did work on drywall last weekend, and it's looking really nice. The main parts that are the simple, easy parts. But Steve is still insistent that the drywall be to perfection. And obviously, I'm not a professional drywaller, even though I have, you know, had experience watching my dad do drywall, and I've kind of done a little touch-ups before, but needless to say, I'm not a professional drywaller. So Steve has decided that because with knit-topia coming up and my exercise endeavors, in order to take a little bit off of my plate, he's going to hire this guy we talked to before to finish up the job in the bedroom for the drywall. This way, he can finish it up. I can hopefully get it primed before I go to camp, and maybe Steve can build the closet while I am at camp. We'll see how that goes. But at least the drywall is off my plate for right now. I can focus on knit-topia and my exercise and not have to worry about that big project. Which, another thing, a lot of my regular household chores have been suffering because the drywall has been taking a lot of my time, and I need to get things straightened up in the house before I go to knit-topia, because I hate leaving my house dirty and messed up when I go away. So that is a nice thing that I can get that drywall off my plate now. I am going to be starting a new sweater, and I'm not exactly sure how it's going to turn out, but I'm still going for it. I purchased a special order of yarn from knit-topia from CJ Kopeck. And at the time when I ordered it, I didn't realize that the yarn, she only had one skein of the yarn at knit-topia, and I wanted to get enough for a sweater. And either I was mistaken what the colors were. That's probably what it was. I think the lighting was not that great, and I think I thought the colors were different. But I ordered the yarn, and the colors are a little bit different than I expected them. But I'm still going to go for it because I got enough for a sweater, and it is what it is. And if I don't like it, I can always give it away to charity. But I am going to do the Vandalism cardigan. And the reason I'm going to do this one is because the yarn is variegated, and it's highly variegated. I'm going to show you right now. This is the yarn. I have 5 skeins of it. But what I'm most concerned about is the bright pink to the bright yellow. I haven't taken them out of the skeins, so I don't know exactly how that's all going to work. But it's kind of, I don't know. I have to take it out of the skein to look at it. But I am going to do a sweater because I have all this yarn for it. And I wanted to do a sweater that was worked flat but in one piece, because I don't want the if there's any pooling or whatever, I don't want it to look different in one part of the sweater, such as a sleeve that's short, that has shorter rows than it would in the body of the sweater. So I'm going to do the vandalism, and the main reason I haven't started it yet is because I really would like to get more done on the even star before I start this project, because I know if I start this, I might not finish what I need to do on the even star. But I am very excited about getting it started, and my goal is to figure out which of these skeins kind of match up as best that they can. If I have some that are slightly different, like most of them look about the same. This one here and this one here, they look like they have sections that are a little bit lighter. However, it could just be how it's skeined up, so, or, you know, wound up. But I'm going to open them all up and see what they look like and make sure that I can get skeins that are fairly close to similar, because I know hand-dyed, you know, it's hand-dyed. You get what you get. But I am going to alternate skeins, and I'm probably going to make it short sleeve, because even though I will be working in the round, I don't know how it's going to look. I'm going to kind of leave it up in the air for right now. I will do it like it's going to be a long sleeve, and then if I start the sleeve part of it and I don't like how the yarn is pooling or striping or whatever, then I can just make it a short sleeve. So I am going to start this sweater before knit-topia, because I do want to be able to work on it while I'm there. So you will see this coming up very soon as a new project. It'll just depend on how much knitting time I get in the next few weeks before knit-topia. I do have still quite a bit to do on the brochure, and I have to organize the goodie bag stuff and whatnot. So it's gonna be a crazy couple of weeks. Okay, let's talk about the dye-along. I am still checking out that thread, seeing all the different things that you guys are creating in there. I haven't commented on everything, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to get back to comment on everything, but the stuff has been amazing. I don't know if some of these people have done a lot of dyeing before. I think a few people have said this is their first time dyeing, but everything is so interesting and so fun. It just really inspires me. I did not get a chance to do my overdying last weekend because of running and the treadmill issue and drywall. I just didn't have enough time in the day, and the time that I did have, I was exhausted. I mean, you run for 2.5 hours and then work on drywall for 2.5 hours, and you tell me how much energy you have after that. So I didn't do my my dyeing tutorial. I had high hopes to do a dyeing tutorial on Wednesday when I thought the treadmill was going to be arriving. I had actually taken the day off work, and then Wednesday morning found out that the treadmill wasn't going to be delivered until Thursday. So I ended up going to work, because why waste a vacation day to sit at home for no reason? So I was going to do it on Wednesday, but since I went to work, I did not do that. And then Thursday, I got off work early so that I could get the delivery for the treadmill, but I was tired and I ended up laying down to take a nap until the delivery guy got there. So I'm hoping this weekend, without having the drywall project on my list, I'm hoping that I have some time to do that overdying that I have been wanting to do. But everything in the group has just been amazing. I mean, there's some pink and green fiber that is just gorgeous. And just all sorts of different things that you guys are doing. They're great. Keep them coming. I am going to do a drawing at the end of this month for the dye-along. In fact, I'm probably going to either find some yarn in my stash that's bare yarn, or I'm going to order some. I'm not quite sure yet. I do have some bear yarn and some bear fiber in my stash, which I will probably use as a prize. We'll see what I feel like by the end of this this dye-along, but I probably will get both. I'm not sure if I will do both fiber and yarn. We'll see. So, but keep those dye-along projects coming. They're great. And then, of course, we have the Trials with Lace knit-along that's coming up next month. Again, if you are a slow knitter or you don't think you'll be able to get it done in the month of April, you're welcome to start it now and then just finish it in April. That's all I've got really to say about that for right now. So I hope you join me for the Trials with Lace knit-along next month in April. Okay, before I announce this week's bar-maids winner, I want to show you the Twisted Lights. I got my Twisted Lights candle order last Saturday after I recorded, so I couldn't show them to you last week. But they come in this cute little box. This is the small size that I got. And they are 100% beeswax. And they are very, very cool. Look! Aren't they awesome? Now this size is supposed to burn for around 20 hours. I don't think it says it on this box. No. But it's supposed to burn for around 20 hours. It's about 2.5 inches in diameter, approximately. But it's very cool, doesn't it? It looks just like a ball of yarn. It looks like somebody just wound up a ball of yarn. I love it. It is very cool. I have not burned any of them yet. I wanted to show you first. I bought 3 of them. And I'm going to try them out and see how I like them. I will let you know once I have a chance to burn them. But if you want to go and check them out, you can go to www.bar-maids.com. Now, this week's winner wins a 5-pack of Lolo lips, and I love the Lolo lips. It's nice to have them. I keep them, you know, one in my purse, one in my coat pocket, one in my car, one beside the bed, you know, just everywhere where my lips get dry and I need something right away and I don't want to have to go tracking one down. So I keep them all over the house. Love them. So this week's winner of the 5-pack of Lolo lips is number 68, and that's Miss Meredith 1. So congratulations, Miss Meredith 1. Get in contact with me and I will send over that coupon code for you. And then next week's coupon code is for a Lolo body bar, which you all already know that I love these bars. I use my bar every single day when I get out of the shower. And it really does keep my skin so soft and smooth. If you haven't tried them, you must try them. I usually order 3 or 4 bars at a time just because sometimes I like different scents. So I'll alternate them a bit, but I always have a backup. Next week's prize drawing will be for a Lolo body bar. So I will set up a thread. Hopefully tonight I will remember. And just log onto that thread and let me know that you would like to try to win that for next week. And now for the tutorial, which this week is going to be a spinning tutorial on spinning from a center pull ball. And the reason I'm doing that, last week I posted the toe of the short row, the toe up sock tutorial. And I had thought about posting the heel tutorial this week, but I would like to give everybody a little bit more time to get their toe done and work up their foot so then they're ready to do the heel. Although you can watch the video at any time. I've had this 2-plying from a center pull ball video for a while, and I thought I would go ahead and post it because I didn't get a chance to do the dyeing tutorial. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to post the spinning a 2-ply from a center pull ball, and I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. So here it is. In this video, I'm going to show you how I two-ply a yarn or a single from a center pull ball. Sometimes when I start a fiber, I am not sure how I'm going to ply it. I may think that I'm going to Navajo ply it or do some other kind of plying, but I might not know specifically how I'm going to ply it. So I will spin the entire bump of fiber onto one bobbin. And then once I'm completed with the bump of fiber, I will determine how I'm going to ply it. And there's a couple different ways you can do it. You can transfer some of the fiber onto a second bobbin, or you can do it with a center pull ball. And this, I think, is the easiest way now that I know how to do it. What you need to remember when you are doing your center pull ball is first you have to make sure that you have allowed your singles to rest at least 24 hours, because doing it in this method, by the time you get to the end of the ball, you are going to find that your singles are quite energized. And you want to make sure that they have at least had a chance to rest a bit before you put it in your center pull ball. So I spun this entire bump of fiber, which is Winding Wool Creek, onto a single bobbin, and then I have wound it off onto my ball winder to a center pull ball. You will notice that I have in the center my spinning wheel oil. The reason I've done this is because I have stopped midstream on plying this yarn. And if you don't keep something in the center of your ball, you have a difficult time getting your thumb back into the center and continuing to ply. So if you do have to stop plying midstream or take a break, then it is a good idea to have something to put in the center of your ball. And I also put something in the center right off the bat. When I take it off of the ball winder, I stick my finger in as it comes off, so my finger goes right into the center right from the start. And if I need to, before I start to ply it, I will stick something in the center so that I can get that center back. Now, when it is a full 4 ounces in the center pull ball, you may find that the center is quite tight. And the first little bit that you're pulling out might snag a little bit. Just be very gentle with pulling that out because it just has to get started around your thumb, and then you should be okay. So I'm going to show you here how I do it. So I'm just going to I'm going to insert my thumb from the bottom as I pull out my spinning wheel oil. So my thumb is directly in the center. And I'm applying this in a S-twist, so I'm going to go counterclockwise. So I'm going to start my wheel, and I'm going to keep tension on both the one that's coming out of the center as well as the one that's coming on the outside. And I'm just going to run my hand up. I'm going to pull out a length. I'm going to let this go in. I am keeping tension on it. Hope you can see that. On both, so that as I'm treadling, the twist is going evenly with both plies. I don't keep my finger in between like this. Sometimes when you're plying, you can keep your finger in between. Usually when I'm doing this, I don't really, because at the other end of the ball, my finger is between down here. So I think that's kind of enough. And then you're just going to continue making sure that before you allow the yarn to go into the orifice, that it has enough twist on it. So I just pay attention to how the twist is looking on the yarn. When it looks like it's about where I want it, then I go ahead and let that bit go in to the orifice and onto the bobbin. Try a different angle here. See if I can show you a different angle. And again, the center is coming out from the top where my thumb is, right here. It's coming out this way, straight out of the ball. I made the mistake before that I had it coming from the bottom, and that was the wrong way to do it. So again, I'm keeping the tension to make sure that both plies are coming together equally with the same tension. And I didn't have any trouble getting this one started because the center is quite large now. I have quite a bit on my bobbin already that I've already plied. But when I did get started on this, I did struggle every time I would take my thumb out and put the spinning wheel oil in the center, and then once I got started again the next time, I did struggle a little bit to get it started, but once I had that first one through, first one around the thumb, then it was fine. Now, typically I don't have problems with breakage. Sometimes a single might get a little bit too thin, and then that might break the single. But typically I don't have that problem. But if you do have that problem, you're going to need to know how to attach it. So I'm going to go ahead and break my yarn here, just so you can get an idea. So I've broken my yarn, and now I have to reattach it. And what I will do, I broke the one from the center of the center pull ball, and what I will do is I will just lay it with the other fibers a little bit up from where, or you know, so it's at one point you're going to have three plies, but it's only going to be for a short time. So I will lay it up in there, make sure that I get it twisting with the other plies. Let the other one come down and twist around it. It is kind of difficult only because you only have two hands, and one of your hands is in the bobbin. So there it is, very loosely. I hope you can see that if it's close enough, but it's very loosely intertwined with the other two plies. Now I will go ahead and start continuing to twist it, and then just keep going. So all I did, and I do have a little piece from the third ply that I probably could trim off at a later time if it doesn't keep itself inside there, but you just need to make sure that you trim it or twist it enough when you're doing a ply. So I am just pulling from the center. Again, I'm making sure that both of my plies are the same tension. And one of the things I do, you see how it's wrapped around my finger right here? This is one of the things that I do to help keep that tension, is I stop it every time. I only unwrap it one time and then stop it until I make sure that there's enough twist in that yarn. And that's all there is to plying from a center pull ball. If you have any questions about doing it from the center pull ball, and you're still, even with my description, you're not quite sure how to do it, let me know, and I can do a separate video on how to take your yarn from your bobbin and put it into a center pull ball. But I just do it right on my ball winder, and I just make sure that as I'm transferring it over to the ball winder, I put the bobbin on my lazy cape and allow the fiber or the single to come off and onto the ball winder. And then when I take it off the ball winder, I am very careful to stick my thumb right down in the center. I do not let it collapse down like I would normally do with if I were to take a skein of yarn off my ball winder. You have to put your finger in there immediately because it will collapse on itself right away. And trying to get your finger in there after the fact, I have never been successful at it. So my suggestion is just to get your finger in there right from the get-go, and you shouldn't have too much of a problem. And it is easiest if you can ply the entire skein all at once, or ply the entire ball all at one time. But again, if you need to take a break or you have to stop for some reason, then it is definitely a good idea to put something in the center and leave it directly next to your wheel. I do try and put a table directly next to it so that can't really see the table, but there is a table. I do have a table here, and I just put the ball directly next to it and I leave it. Sometimes with my cats, I like to cover the whole wheel and the skein, or if I'm doing it from my lazy cape, I will cover everything up because these little bits of yarn the cats find very attractive, and they will come and chew on it. So I will sometimes cover it up with a towel, and then it is less likely to entice them to chew on my yarn. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope you will come back to see some of the other tutorials that I have for spinning. Again, I hope you enjoyed that tutorial. It's been a few weeks since I recorded that. Actually, I think it was the first spinning tutorial that I did, only because I was getting ready to do just that, spin from a center pull ball. And since I was working on that project right there at that moment, I decided to go ahead and record the tutorial so it would be ready when I was ready to post it. So again, I hope you enjoyed that tutorial. Now for the list of knit-topia sponsors this week. Like I mentioned, we've been receiving donations for knit-topia, and we've had some very generous donations, so I want to feature some of those vendors here today. This week's vendors are Sheep Dreamery, who also has her own podcast, Jimmy Bean's Wool, Sock Bunny, again, who has her own podcast, and Zula, and Knit Circus. So I will add all of those to the list of sponsors for knit-topia 2013, and I would encourage you to go out and check out their websites to see what products they have and possibly place an order and thank them for their donation to knit-topia. And that's all I have for you today. I have already done my workout today. However, my treadmill is so much fun, I'm going to do a second workout today. The new treadmill has this feature called iFit, and it's a feature where you can actually run a, I guess like a map. You can map out your course and just about anywhere in the world and see like kind of like a slideshow of you advancing it on this run. Kind of interesting, but what's more interesting other than the pictures that show up on the 10-inch display is the fact that the incline will adjust based on the topography of the route that you're taking, which is very cool. When I was running on the old treadmill, I would always just run on a 0 incline with no incline at all, because it was just too much of a pain to try and adjust the incline. while I was running, and if I tried to set up programs, the treadmill that we had only had 10 sections of the program, so it was difficult to set up programs because you only had 10 sections. So if you did an hour-long workout, your sections are 6 minutes, and I don't want to be running for 6 minutes at a 6% incline or a faster pace or something. So I never really did the programs. But this new treadmill, you can set up all kinds of different programs. You can run different routes that are on the internet. You can compete against the other people that are running the same routes on iFit. It's very, very interesting, and you can set up your own programs too. So it's so much fun. I want to do it again today. So I'm going to go and have a second workout for today. I'll probably do a shorter workout, maybe only about 3 miles or 3 or 4 miles this evening. This morning I did 7.5 miles, so I'll just do a shorter workout this afternoon, and then I'll be running again tomorrow. It's fun having a new toy to exercise with. So I hope you guys have a great week. I hope there wasn't too much exercise talk today, but I'm hoping to get back into the knitting next week and have more to show you in the weeks to come. So thanks again for watching, and I will talk to you next time. Bye for now.